I know that there are a lot of you on here who are in other coaching fields, so you probably do the same thing, or you might do something slightly different, but it's all about breaking those barriers of what we have inside of us, because confidence is not a number, it's not an image, it's not anything other than what comes inside is outside. So it's an inside job. It's always about having an inside job and doing the best that we can with what we have. So if you want to become self-confident, which I believe truly leads then to complete success. I really do believe that. And if anybody here is on the same page, give me a 1. So if you think that confidence definitely is related to success, give me a 1. All right. Because you know that being successful, it's about having to be positive about yourself. And then being positive is about being successful. And it's all eliminating that negative self-talk that we all do from time to time, some more often than others. So promise yourself that your self-talk, hey Shannon, promise your self-talk that it'll be healthy, and it'll be happy, and it'll be about prosperity. And with every person that you meet, exude that. Emulate that. Like, don't let anybody take away your confidence, the way you feel, your positive energy. Don't let others mess with that. Just don't let them. And when you talk about health and happiness and prosperity and people, are negative, let that go. Because being healthy and happy and prosperous is all about whatever that is for you. And again, it's going to be different for everybody, just like it is for my clients, and I'm sure it is for many of your clients as well. I think the idea of identifying your negative self-talk and thoughts, and you need to replay them in your mind as much as we really don't want to. I think it's really a good thing to do, because when you replay them in your mind, you actually progress toward defeating those negative thoughts simply by identifying them. So you have to find them, work on them, identify them, fix them, adjust them, whatever it might be. And then follow that up with a success tip. Write replacement thoughts. So use affirmations. Get rid of those negative thoughts. Become more self-confident. And again, you'll become more successful. And like most things in business and in life, this is never as easy as it sounds. I mean, I found myself letting negative thoughts come into my head when I started this coaching business. And when I thought, oh my God, so this is it. I'm doing this. And I thought, okay, easy, doing it. You have confidence, so this is good. Okay, so done my coaching, have my certificate, check and check. But then the self-doubt started to come in about the business and what I was going to do with that. And I think, again, we all have dealt with this. So again, anybody who has had these self-doubting, negative self-talk about entering into their own business, give me a 1, because I know we've all been there. But it's also something that you really do need to have and feel to know then when you succeed how good it feels to have succeeded and overcome those barriers. So, I mean, I do this because I want to succeed, and I want my clients to succeed, and I want everybody to live the best possible life that they can live, and in a confident state. Because at the beginning of 2020, which has been an absolute disaster, depending on how you look at it. Some people I know, this has been their best year, and that's awesome. And it's been one of my best, because not knowing that COVID was going to happen catapulted a lot of us into doing different things. And we had to retool and rethink and reevaluate where we're coming from. And confidence is part of that. It's part of getting yourself in total alignment with and knowing yourself and learning to know yourself and what you're capable of and what you're confident in doing. And where you lack the confidence, you'll pick it up. You'll learn it. And if you don't learn it, that's why there's coaches. I mean, I have a coach. I always say every coach has a coach, and that hasn't changed. So that's really what positive thinking is, and the willingness to do the work that's necessary for yourself. And then there's the common sense point where, confidence equals success, and success equals confidence. And those are all things that we have to do. We have to practice positive self-talk and not get hung up on an outer image, and remember that confidence is always an inside job. And develop your self-confidence will absolutely, hey Deb, will absolutely build, an optimistic attitude. And when you have a great attitude, it shows. When you are confident, you walk differently, you talk differently, you just own whatever you are entering into. And that is so important and so relevant in everything we do, from the smallest things to the biggest things. It's just about hitting that floor in the morning and looking in the mirror and loving what you see. And every day, even if it's harder than the last, we all have our days where we look at ourselves and go, oh my God. Don't do that. Try to remember all of the positive things about yourself and all the things you've overcome and all the challenges that you faced. And remember that no matter what anybody else says, this is your life and you have to live it the way that you feel you want to. And if that means somebody thinks you're selfish or someone finds you selfish, so be it. Who cares? Everybody's got an opinion. This is going to be no different. So keep that in mind, that you are not alone. Everybody has their self-doubts. Everybody has their own impression of what you think and how you should look or how you should dress or how you should feel or why are you doing this or why are you doing that. That's not a very safe thing to do. Why would you open your own business? Why would you quit your job? Why? So again, like I said, everybody has an opinion. You just have to focus in on what your goal is, what your confidence level is at. And when your confidence is high, believe me, no one will second guess anything you're saying or anything you're doing. That is true self-confidence. That is truly where self-confidence comes from. Inside only. Absolutely not. You cannot control any of it, ever. And that's where we get stuck in this loop of worrying about what other people are saying. We have old mindsets of, you can't wear a heel because you're a mom. You can't dress like that because you're this age. You can't dress like that. You can't do this. You can't do that. There's all of these things. We're fighting the clock. We're worried about as we age, we're going to lose our corner office to the younger, brighter, prettier girl in the office. Or, there's all kinds of things. We'll buy a $3,000 handbag, but we won't put the effort into ourselves, because often those same people are they're not confident. Often those people aren't truly confident. They're hiding behind all those luxury items. And people don't think about that. In fact, I didn't think about that until a client actually came to me with that issue, and that was her thing. And that's something that I've learned in the process of doing this coaching, is that there are so many factors I didn't realize. I was in a group and I watched somebody talk about not wearing red lipstick, and I thought, are you kidding? Really? I didn't even know that was a thing, but it's a thing. There's old patterns that we carry, old mindsets that we carry that need to be shifted. And what people think of you, Bonnie, is truly none of our business. Exactly. You have to only believe in yourself. So what is self-confidence really? I want to know if anybody wants to share, is there anything on your path to confidence, on your path to a business, on your path to any of these things that you want to build, positivity, any of it, that you want to share or want to make a comment about? Because I would love to hear it. This is the perfect time to like ask the questions, ask some questions of me. It's really hard on these. I can't wait to start doing webinars and Zooms with people so that this is like completely interactive. But right now, it's just like this. It's Sunday Sermon with SG. So I'm going to move on then to self-confidence and positive attitudes. Because why I'm talking about how to build self-confidence and focus on positive thinking, the truth is that positive thinking and self-confidence tend to go hand in hand. So much like I said a little bit earlier, when you find one, you often find the other. And when you find one is lacking, then you find the other is lacking. So if your confidence is lacking, then your positivity is probably, and positive attitude is probably lacking as well. So people who have confidence in themselves also tend to be positive about everything around them. And those are the positive that around the world around them tend to be confident in themselves. So you attract the people that are on the same vibration that you are. And I think for a lot of you out there, you know that as well. So this is why I think it's crucial to have time dedicated to teaching others how you can boost their self-confidence. So how do you boost your self-confidence? How do you, I'm just gonna go ahead and answer this one. How do you boost your self-confidence? I mean, it's all about that. And the effects of low self-confidence can be absolutely debilitating. So again, I don't know anyone out there who has had this problem, but it can be. And those lacks of self-confidence in themselves rarely try new things. So again, if anybody has ever had low self-confidence, have you ever stopped doing something because of it? Because if you have, give me a 1. And then, you'll rarely try new things or take chances, and you rarely will get ahead in life. And then those who lack confidence have a negative self-image, and then they feel as if their life is out of control. And in many cases, these people can become depressed and isolated, and those aren't things we want either. And look at that, I don't ever do it at this time, and the lights are all changing on me, so I apologize. Okay, Shannon, so you started to second guess yourself. Yeah, so what made you second guess yourself? What was it? Good God, this lighting is all of a sudden just shifting. The sun is starting to go down. So what makes us self-doubt? What makes us, is it other people in your life? Is it other people in your life? What is, and where does the self-doubt come from? Oh my God, this lighting, seriously. I never do a live this late. Okay, I'm sorry guys. I have to adjust the lighting. So, yeah, for all of you though who have any self-doubt, remember that deep down, you run your show. You run your life. Only you. You only have to answer to yourself. That's it. No one else. So if you are confident in what you're doing, and even if you second guess yourself, remember why you're doing something. Remember who you're doing it for. And as long as I say, be selfish. Having confidence does mean being selfish. It doesn't mean having an ego. There is a difference. It means being true to yourself and honoring yourself and doing exactly what you want to do with no apologies and being authentic about it. And as long as you are being authentically you, then you are doing the best you can. And that's all that you need to do. And that's all that's expected. And that's all that you should expect of yourself. Because you're winning. You are winning at it if you are doing it for yourself. You should not be doing it for anybody else, ever. This whole confidence game is about you. It's never been about anybody else, but we think that it is. And we bring others into it, and we shouldn't. So again, I'm going to go back, sorry. So those who have confidence not only believe that they control their own lives, which I was just kind of saying there, they set clear, defined goals. And that comes with everything in their life. You run your life, you rule your life, you go through it unapologetically yourself. And that is, again, what this whole thing is about. You take risks, you take the chances, you fall down. You know, you'll make mistakes, you'll mess up, and it's okay because you're coming from an honest place. So as long as you are being, like I say, true to yourself, you couldn't be more on point for your confidence. So Shannon is when I was in the field, I loved the people I worked so hard for, shifted their, towards I began to second guess myself, but today, perfect. Shannon, that's awesome, because you should never second guess yourself ever. And we do it, but then if you're fast to recover from it, that's the point. That's when you know you're good. That's when you know you have your confidence at its peak, when you can second guess it and come back from it right away. And Michelle, hi Michelle. Yes, so absolutely. You know what? We go through life and we often think we don't need to be selfish, but there's different types of selfish, and being true to yourself and being confident in yourself and thinking of yourself first is not a selfish thing, but we're taught that it's selfish. You should put everybody else first in your life, and that's what we're taught. But with confidence and instilling your own self-worth and taking away your self-doubt, you have to remember that in doing all of that, you're not doing yourself any favors. In fact, you're making everything worse than it first started. And oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, everyone. This lighting, seriously. Again, never a 7 p.m. So I'm usually sitting in this spot without any worries, so I apologize. So the more confident you are, obviously everyone knows this by now, I'm sure, it shows. The more confidence resonates to everybody else around you. You then become, with everything you do, expected of yourself at a higher level. And everybody around you starts to treat you differently because they can sense your confidence. They can sense the boost. They can sense it all. Oh my God. Thank you, Shannon. Seriously, it's been a little crazy around here. But I want to keep this on track about what it is that we need as the human race. Forget a gender. It's not about men, it's not about women. It's about truly just taking on and taking charge of your life. So remember to be confident. Remember where you came from. Remember to take the time and be selfish. And people often say to me, well, I can't be selfish, Sarah. That's not right. I have kids. I have this. I have that. You know what? Take the time, because you will be a happier person and your family will actually appreciate it later. Like, as soon as they see the change in your confidence level, believe me, they will thank you for being so confident, because that confidence will then turn into a happier version of yourself. And everybody loves that. And you'll love that because you'll carry yourself differently and you will be more successful. And you tend to plan in advance as well when you have confidence in every aspect of your life. So you'll possess this high, you'll want to be respected. You'll insist on it in the nicest, politest way, but you'll insist on being treated a certain way. And that's okay, because you should be treated well. And you should only be expected to be treated well. And that's another part of confidence which tends to go away. And believe me, I know. So the more positive that you are, the more positivity you attract, the more self-confident you become, the more confident the people are that are around you, the more positive and happy the people are around you. That's who you attract once you get there. And you then open up yourself to asking for that promotion, or going for that job that you never thought you would go for, or, you know, starting your own business and shining through it all and succeeding. And believe me, it's awesome to open up and be yourself. I don't know that I would have done this if I was a different type of person, but I have now know that this was the path, and it was the right path, and I'm working with some fabulous people, and success is so great, and I'm confident, and I'm okay to say that. And I want that from everybody else out there, to feel the same way that I do, to walk through life knowing that you can be whatever you want, and just have to get out of your own way and be the best version of yourself. Not perfect, perfectly imperfect, I like to say. But you have to have firm beliefs, and you have to take out the guessing and remove that guesswork from yourself, and own whatever it is. Own your mistakes. Be accountable for your own stuff. You know, I've come across a lot of people who find it really hard to get motivated or be accountable for their mistakes. It's okay to make a mistake. We're human. That's what we do. I mean, we're not meant to be perfect. And that's another thing we get caught up on. And, you know, it allows us and our own abilities in life to have a better outcome. So who doesn't want a better outcome in their life? Like, give me a 1 for everybody who wants to have a better outcome in their life, in a more positive, happy, successful way. Because I'll tell you right now, from firsthand knowledge, when you are confident, you will have the most successful life that you have ever wanted to have. It's all in you. Every bit of it is in you. You just have to find what works best for you. There you go, Shannon, there's a 1. Yes. See? That's how it's done, ladies. And for the gentlemen out there, you as well. So those of you who are really true to yourself, the confidence, you don't dwell on whatever the outcome might be, good, bad, or indifferent. You just go for it. And if you fail, you fail. And you chalk it up to another and you move on. It's kind of like when you're a kid on the bike, fall off, scrape your knee, you got back on. Next thing you know, you're riding. And then you're riding with no hands. It's kind of that same thing. So again, don't worry about if you succeed or if you fail. The fact is, you got up, you dressed up, you showed up, and you did it for yourself. And that's really, at the end of the day, all that matters. Because, I mean, our failures, believe it or not, actually help us to grow. And often our failures can stop us. But if you look at things a little differently, you'll find that your failures will push you forward if you allow yourself that. So you have to really dig, like I said, deep sometimes, and realize that those failures are just a whatever. You know, you're not meant, as I said, to be perfect. Truly confident people know themselves well enough and do not rely on other people's opinions. I mean, you might ask your friends, you might ask other people, but deep down, you need to know what it is that makes you confident. We all ask other people's opinions for certain things, but at the end of the day, we have to really know in ourselves what we really want to do and then move forward and do it. Step out of your way, get out of your way, and make yourself the success that you want to have and the success that you want to be, because my goal is to help others reach that success and reach that confidence. And it's always a task. Every day is something new, but every day can be something new and exciting rather than new and, oh my God, I have to do this again. Every day, depending on how you look at it, can be those things. So don't listen to the naysayers. You know, sometimes it's hard, but don't do it. Don't listen to them. And, you know, what does it matter? And why are you letting them have an opinion about what you want to do in your life and what builds your confidence and what makes you feel good, whether it's going to the gym, whether it is dressing up, however that is for you. You know, there's so many elements to confidence. And it's not, as I said, about a number. It's not an age. It's not a size. It's none of that. It is about what is inside and letting that shine. So there's 10 common traits of self-confident people. And everyone has different degrees of self-confidence, as I said. But it's identifying the traits you might be lacking that you can build on the confidence that you already have. So believe in yourself and your abilities. Take calculated risks. Push yourself to new heights. So if anybody's done these things, like give me a 1 or a hell yeah, or whatever it might be. Because self-confident people take responsibility, as I said, it's like accountability. They take responsibility for their mistakes and they learn from them. They don't worry about what others think. I know I don't. They care more about what they themselves think and feel. And that's really what you should be doing. Think more and care more about how you feel and how you think than you do others. So I'm just gonna flip it out here and go out to an example of, you put on a dress you feel amazing in, you're ready to go out, all of a sudden somebody stops you before you hit that door, whether it's your sister, your mother, your aunt, your husband, your boyfriend, whatever it may be, and they say something negative about that, and you felt like $1,000,000 when you walked out, and then somebody said something negative. Do you turn around and change, or do you continue to go out the door in that outfit? I would go out the door in the outfit. I think everybody else should do the same. I mean, that analogy can take different ways, but that's kind of the really brief, basic one. I'll just use clothing as a... So just, exactly. So I hell no from Shannon. Thank you. But there are so many people, I'm sure, like give me a 1 for people who know that they would go, people who know other people who would turn around and change. Because I know there's a lot of people that I know personally that would do that. So it's good to know that there's a lot of you out there that won't do that. And confident people don't worry, like I said, about what others think. They care about what they think, because that's so important. It is about self-love and self-care and your self-esteem. And then openly share your opinions with others. I know I do. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but people need to be able to share their opinion and not worry about what everybody else is going to think. So you don't have to go along with the masses. You can have an opinion, and confident people have opinions, and confident people will ask for the promotions, and confident people aren't afraid to slide off and go into another direction and do their own thing. I know there's a lot of people out there right now that are on here that are doing just that. And that's awesome. And I applaud all of you, because I know what courage that takes. To do those things is amazing. To make those changes, to do things that are not the norm. To anybody out there who's doing that, I really do. I applaud you, because that's amazing. And you've done it. And you're on your way. Success is right there. If you don't already have it, you'll have it in no time. Confident people make eye contact directly. I mean, that's another thing that you'll notice. Really confident people will make direct eye contact with others. They won't think about it. They won't, it's not even something that you think about. You just do. And then you also accept yourself for who you are. And you're proud of who you are. That goes back to, again, not caring what other people think about you as a person. As long as you love you, hey girl, as long as you love you, then that's all that matters. Your self-care, your self-love, your confidence, your beliefs, your image of yourself, when you look in the mirror, you have to be happy with you. Nobody else matters. Nobody else counts. So remove that, get it out of your head, because it's not important. What you believe and you know of yourself is the most important thing. You are what matters. As I said, confidence can be a selfish game, but you know what? It's okay. As I said earlier, it's okay. And then confident people also see life as being up to them and in their control. So you have to know that when you are confident, when you are truly confident, you make the changes that you want to make. No one's making them for you. You want to change your career, you decide to do it, you go for it. You know that everything that you do is in your control. So anybody out there, give me a 1 if you know that you are in control of your own life and only you control what happens in it. And confident people don't judge others. That's one that people can have I don't want to say an issue with, but people can't quite figure out. Because a lot of people judge people, but that's where you differ. You can't judge people and be confident, because to judge others, I mean, it's like feeding an ego. So you don't want to judge others to feed their own egos, because that's what it does. So if that makes sense. You do not judge others, because you do not feed ego, because egos can be a big part of it. And that's where there's a difference between confidence as well. I know a lot of people who you would think would be confident, but deep down it's ego, and you have to learn the difference between that as well. There's a difference between confidence and ego, and it's a main player. And we often see and run into people who we do believe are confident, but when you break it down, it really is ego. So again, as I coach these things and I learn these things myself, these are all the things that I teach, and it's all begins by working, like I said, from the very beginning, in between, and at the end of this live. It all is an inside job. It's all inside out. It's about turning that confidence into success. It's about finding what makes you happy. It's about doing what you want to do. It's about being selfish. It's about taking the time to know that you are in control of your own life, that you are accountable for your own things. Whatever you want to do, do it. And remember that at the end of it all, as long as you're doing it with honesty, respect, kindness, and for a good purpose, which is your own happiness, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's what this confidence game, as quote unquote they call it, is all about. It's about finding the confidence, learning it, and then taking it, controlling it, and then moving it into success. Because believe me, ladies and gentlemen, that really is how you find inevitable success, is finding that confidence from within. So, in saying that, I want to thank everyone who came on this live tonight. and I will see you next Sunday. Anybody who wants to drop any comments, questions, anything, leave them in the group. And anything you want to talk about next Sunday, let me know. Any questions about anything else that I do, you can message me. I'm more than happy to talk to any one of you at any time. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.